Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CWR Clash Rounders podcast with your host, JKD, and my co-host.
Hey, the DOC, the LOVE, the Doctor of Love,
Mm,
bringing some news, reviews, and just a hodgepodge of things today. We just excited to be back. Know what I'm saying? We in the house.
yeah. So we're just gonna go ahead and get right to it. Monday Night Raw tonight. We want to go and talk about the draft. Particularly, I don't even want to talk about SmackDown. I don't even care. But for those who missed SmackDown, we might well just go ahead and get key points through it. All right, SmackDown. Start off with Biggie versus Sheamus. Obviously, all continuing match. Obviously, everybody knew Biggie was gonna win it. My point, it was a pretty good matchup.
Yeah, I was glad to see that he won and the way he won. Um, both guys look good in their bad boy, so hey, I can't complain.
Yeah. Tribal Chief speech, man. Roman Reigns, man. Tribal Chief. Now, I'm really excited about this one because I was not expecting to have a Jey Uso, Roman Reigns, part two, Hell in a Cell. Let alone, this is the first ever Hell in a Cell match that has ends in a different stipulation. This Hell in a Cell match got to end. I quit. Someone got to say, I quit. So I'm really looking to see how this is going to go down. This is the first time in Hell in a Cell history this is going to happen.
So hey, he gonna beat him until he say you're the tribal chief,
All right.
basically.
Miz Morrison versus Jeff Hardy and Matt Riddle. As much as I don't really care about the match, which I don't, I might well go ahead and skip towards the end of the match, obviously, where Jeff Hardy and Matt Riddle got the win. However, your boy Lars Sullivan came back, got the mustache and everything, which is pretty much I consider the return that never needed to happen.
Right. It's he's back, but he's probably gonna be gone again because
Yeah,
he done had another controversy already.
yeah. So
So Speak Out movement got him online trying to solicit this lady who's I think is a trainer, sexual pictures of her. So
we got the point now. We got the point now. As we
so
move on to the SmackDown Women's Championship picture, man, Bayley and Sasha, Hell in a Cell match, which you cannot obviously tell me that you cannot tell us that it was never gonna be a Hell in a Cell match. I mean, think about the history of the four horsewomen. Every Hell in a Cell match for women always been four horsewomen going at it.
but you know something?
Charlotte Banks, Banks and Becky. Now you have Bayley and Banks. So
Three Hell in a Cell matches are kind of like overkill. It's like the TNA lockdown pay-per-view where everything was a steel cage
no,
match.
no, it's
Three is
not
kind of
overkill.
overkill.
It's not overkill.
Like Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre,
It makes sense.
I don't think it's
It makes sense.
a brutal enough. I would put Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio in a Hell in a Cell before I put
Okay,
Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton in
put a
one.
different stipulation on it. All right, whatever.
It's just
Honestly, if it's overkill, if for those who believe who agrees with my co-host saying it's overkill, I want you to watch all three Hell in a Cell matches from Hell in a Cell 2016 and tell me was that overkill because as far as I'm concerned, all of those matches were really good.
like, but it got to be like. I guess I'm longing for the days back in the day. Like it had to be like a just. It has to be like a you about want to kill each other basically.
We'll talk about Hell in a Cell in a different episode though. As we move on to the SmackDown Tag Team title picture, when they talking about the returning Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston taking on the tag champs Cesaro and Shinsuke.
I really didn't like that too much.
I saw it coming anyway, but we're not gonna talk about that till we get to the draft part actually. So, but
So what you bring it up for?
I expected it to happen though. As we talk about Kevin Owens and Bray Wyatt. Now, for those who don't know, for I had an unaired episode that I did not post, and I was talking about how you needed a Raw superstar to come over to SmackDown just to get beat up to let two people get over. When you could have used another SmackDown superstar at the expense, but instead you had to use Kevin Owens, who's already had two other people to deal with, Alistair Black, David Kato, and now you got to deal with Bray Wyatt and Alexa Bliss now. So as far as I'm concerned, I was not surprised by the match.
And is there a stipulation on Kevin Owens match tonight with Aleister Black?
No, particularly I don't care because really I don't even like Alistair Black no more now. To be honest. Now let's go and talk about the big part of SmackDown, which was the draft, night one of the draft. Now, obviously, when I first saw the draft, I was like, yeah. I mean, look, For those who don't, okay, like I said, I had a non-post episode. I said there were three things that makes a draft really great. One, I said they need to have general managers again for one thing. Like you need to bring back general managers or something like that. It makes it more exciting and stuff. Two, I said you need to have an unexpected turn. I'm not gonna lie, this year was way better than last year's draft because it did have an unexpected twist coming in. And three, I kind of forgot, so we're gonna move on to the
Wait a
draft.
minute. So who was the unexpected twist?
We're not gonna get into it till we get to the draft. So
All right. Well, let's get into the draft.
first round draft, number one pick, Drew McIntyre. Congratulations. Okay, you stay on your own brand. Number two for SmackDown, Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I kind of knew
Congratulations.
those two.
Now, Oscar, number three pick. Congratulations.
Yeah, we knew that.
At that point, I was like, you might well just gonna get all the champions through then. But then when they said the next pick for SmackDown, I was like, I knew it. I knew it, man. I said number four, man. When they said Seth Rollins going to SmackDown, I said it was about that time.
I was happy to hear that.
I said it before the draft even happened. I said Seth Rollins need to go to SmackDown. And then that's what led to me predict another pick to go to Raw because now SmackDown got a lot of big faces now. As we know that the last pick was the Hurt Business staying on the Raw brand, which that's pretty good actually.
Yeah, I'm happy about that
Yeah.
too.
However, round two. Oh wait, hold on. How do you feel about those first round picks though?
No, first round picks were just fine. Everybody had to stay where they were. I'm glad they kept Hurt Business where they were at, and Seth Rollins belonged on SmackDown. He needs something fresh and new to do.
I mean, you can't say that for everybody though. But then again, when they did Oscar, I was like, you might well just have all the champions go to the different brands. They might well say Bailey number four then or something like when they said Rollins, I was so happy, man. I was clapping there. I stood up, man, standing ovation, man. I was like, about time, man. I mean, the Friday Night Messiah now, Friday Night Rollins now. It's just makes sense now. Then when they said the Hurt Business, I was like, yeah, that's a smart move. Keep all four of them men on the Raw brand. However, let's go ahead and go for the Raw round two picks as Raw had picked the guy I said who should have went to Raw, AJ Styles. I saw that one coming.
I mean, like, what was the purpose? I mean, like, I understand he got well, it's personal stuff with him, but I mean, they shouldn't have moved him back and forth like they just moved him to SmackDown a month or two ago.
So,
And, you know,
hold on, we'll talk about
but
it.
I understand though if he got
Alright.
heat with somebody.
So let's go ahead and move on as we talk about Sasha Banks on SmackDown, Naomi moving to Raw, Bianca Belair moving to SmackDown,
That makes sense. That's a
Nia
good
Jax
trade.
and Shayna Baszler moving to Raw. Now, round two picks. AJ Styles. Now, AJ Styles, I was tit for tat, but I did say as soon as I saw Rollins go to SmackDown, I was like, they need to put AJ Styles on Raw. Because, one thing, I mean, besides the Paul Heyman situation, like, there's a lot of big faces on SmackDown now, because, Raw was one of the biggest faces on Raw. Now he moved to SmackDown.
Yeah, they did need him.
You need to have a big face on
right.
Raw now. So, the reason why I kind of didn't want him to go to Raw is because, like, AJ Styles achieved so much on SmackDown, and believe it or not, like, if he stayed on SmackDown a lot longer and achieved more championships, like, he would have made history.
I hope
Actually,
he had Joseph Parks with him.
no, I think he would achieve more championships. The reason I say this is because there's nobody in history has ever won every legit championship, which means the 24/7 doesn't count. Has won every legit male championship or women's championship while being on that one brand. Think about this. AJ Styles has won the WWE title for the first time as a SmackDown superstar. He won the US title the first time as a SmackDown superstar. He's won the Intercontinental Champion for the first time as a SmackDown superstar. So, I mean, why not win the Universal Championship as a SmackDown superstar or win the SmackDown Tag Team titles?
That's one thing he's missing. He hasn't won the tag team titles with anyone yet.
And then if he did all that, if he did win those two titles SmackDown superstar, he'll be the first person in history to win all the legit championship as well as one branded superstar, which is great. Sasha Banks saw it coming. Naomi, that was a bit of a shocker though.
Yeah, I didn't expect it.
But then again,
I'm glad it happened.
Good move because guess what? I saw on Twitter that, I saw MVP saying, giving a little emoji, man, saying maybe we got a Hurt Business member, man, for the women or something like that, man.
They needed it, and Bianca Belair definitely needed to get to SmackDown and get away from her husband because you didn't want that goofiness to rub off on her.
That's not gonna change anything, bro. Okay. Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, cool. All right, Nia Jax like pretty much the longer, but her and Titus on this like the longer tenure like Raw superstar now since 2016 draft. Round three, Ricochet. I was like, man, Ricochet, I ain't gonna talk about it yet. Ricochet going to Raw. Jey Uso staying on SmackDown. Mandy Rose stay on Raw. I have something to say about that one. Dominic and Rey Mysterio moved to SmackDown.
Nah, that's the one I didn't like.
And Miz and Morrison together are moving to Raw. Round 3, you go.
I just didn't like the Rey Mysterio thing. We've seen enough of Seth and Rey Mysterio in the family. It's time to move on from that. And I thought when they moved Seth Rollins, we were gonna get away from it, but apparently they're gonna continue. It depends on what they're gonna do with Buddy Murphy. Now I feel like Buddy Murphy gonna get moved back to SmackDown now.
So that's all you had to say about round 3.
That's all I gotta say. I mean, like
Okay.
I love Johnny Drip Drip. Now really they should have split them up actually, because they're not doing anything with them as a tag team. So I think they should have split those two up. I think put him back as the Monday Night Delight like he was back in the days, and keep Miz on SmackDown.
Okay. That's all you ask is that
That's it.
okay, that's it. Okay, just making sure. Alright, Ricochet. I thought he was more better on SmackDown. At least I feel like he would have had better opportunities on SmackDown than Raw. Jey Uso, I was okay with that. Mandy Rose, I thought that was a waste of a pick. For those who don't, okay, I don't know why I keep on saying who forget. On my non-posted episode, I said like it would be really dumb to like even bother to put Mandy Rose or Dana Brooke or anybody who just got traded at like the last month to be part of the pick still.
Yeah.
So I believe Mandy Rose was a waste of like a draw. Was a waste of a pick. Like
Like you just got there.
like that was a waste of a pick to me. Dominic Rey Mysterio, I saw it coming because you know they might gonna do something Hell in a Cell because there's no way they're gonna like keep everything disappear. You cannot wait 2 weeks and also you can't do that.
But you know they did that on one pay-per-view after the draft. They had Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton go and still have their match after the draft one time, even though they got put into different.
Hey, you got what you said, man. I get it. You have what you said to say. Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, that's cool and all. That was think about this. October, then April. It should have happened during that instead of happening in October.
I think I just hate the Rey Mysterio and Dominic move.
See what he already had to say. Should have said it already, but hey. As far as Miz and Morrison go, I'm okay with it. I'm okay with them moving around. I mean, at least we get to see them more. See what they're gonna do though. And obviously the last round of on the show aired, we had the new SmackDown Tag Team Champions, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods moving to Raw. Big E staying on Raw, SmackDown, let's say. Dana Brooke stays on Raw, which I also have an issue with that. Otis moves on SmackDown, and Angel Garza stays on Raw. Round 4 picks, you go. And please say all what you had to say.
Well, I can't remember. I'm old. But anyway, I do like the fact that they split New Day up. For 2 reasons. One reason they need to have Biggie by himself, get a little tad more serious. He can still be a little goofy stuff, but a little tad more serious, so he can get pushed to that world title spot. As far as Kofi and Xavier, um, I think it was good to put the world titles on Raw, because I think they really need to unify the world tag team title, because they don't have enough tag team. They're thin on tag team. So the other choice was just dumb. You know, Dana Brooke, that's a dumb. I mean, like you said, keep her out of it. So basically, really, a lot of these picks tonight were just folks picking their own people.
Is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my turn. Kofi and Xavier Woods and
You
Big.
sound like Skip Bayless. My turn.
You taking a long time. Because you're gonna try to interrupt me and everything. You just interrupted me a few minutes ago. Let me just say, I'm gonna say that I disagree. I highly disagree with what he just said. That was a terrible way to break up the New Day for one thing. No. Just because you feel like it was about that time, and this is what I'm talking about. This was the shock value I was talking about. You know, it was 2 shock values at the same time. The fact that you drafted the SmackDown Tag Team Champions to Raw, which made it even shocking. Then break up the New Day at the same time. That was pretty shocking because nobody never thought. You know, all these times they've been talking about like, why would you want to break up the New Day when like we don't always have to like go for the same things? You know, they could have just easily had Kofi and Xavier go for the tag team title, while Biggie could have went for the world title like what they did for Kofi last year. You know, pretty much. And that was pretty shocking. That was a shock value right there. Like I said, Dana Brooke, waste of a pick. However, back on this tag team title picture thing, that was shocking. The fact they moved the SmackDown tag team titles to Raw. Now, if I was Vince McMahon, I would honestly tonight have a title for title match for the tag team titles between for the first time ever between Street Fighter and New Day to go ahead and unify the dang belts because you already broke up two tag teams at the same time this week. We know about Garza and Andrade, but it's another tag team that's also been split up, which we'll get to the round 5 ones that was announced on Talking Smack. As you know that Otis stayed on SmackDown, if you know what I'm trying to hint at. Dana Brooke, waste of a pick. Otis, congratulations, still missing Money in the Bank, whatever. Garza, I'm looking forward to him. I hope him for a speedy recovery. I hope he comes back good and well. Now let's go ahead and take over this round 5 pick as we talk about Alberto Carrillo on Raw, Murphy on SmackDown, Tucker on Raw, Kalisto staying on SmackDown, and Drew Gulak on Raw. You go.
Man, I hate that round.
I mean, it's a talking SmackDown, so I mean, you
Man,
might put a bunch of nobodies in there. So,
I hate that round
well, I
there.
mean,
No, I hate the round because it'll be good to get Murphy away from that Seth, going back to the Seth Rollins, Rey Mysterio stuff. Basically, they could have kept all them on Raw then if they're gonna continue the storyline. But it is what it is. Um, I don't know why they broke up Heavy Machinery because they're not gonna do anything with Tucker. Tucker finna catch some beat downs. Kalisto, he pretty much gonna be in the same spot he always been. Drew Gulak, when they feel like it, they might put him in a good match every now and then, but they got him with that 24/7 goofy stuff. So I mean, that round is just a garbage round. It is what it is.
is that it?
Yeah.
All right, Roberto Carrillo. You know, in my humble opinion, though, Roberto Carrillo. I mean, I personally would have put him on SmackDown only just to like have him as a tag team. You know, team of Dominic. But I mean, I don't see what keep him on Raw gonna do for him really. Murphy. Not surprised he was gonna move to SmackDown. As I saw Dominic Ray move to SmackDown, it made sense for Murphy to go to SmackDown. For one thing, Raw has too many storylines to handle to where like they feel like SmackDown don't have that many good storylines because the only good storyline going for SmackDown was like Jey Uso and Roman, and they're just not starting this Bayley and Sasha thing. So they need like a better. They need to have a better rivalry going, like another good rivalry coming
But they
in.
got the Fiend thing going on.
Well, you know the Fiend probably gonna go to Raw anyway, so who cares? Anyway,
I would like for him to go.
anyway, but yeah, so you need to at least have like one more good rivalry because really lately the rivalries has not been that great. The short Intercontinental rivalry, man, it was great. It was a good short rivalry. You know, there was no reason to prolong it really. So they need to have at least a because that's one thing about SmackDown. You notice SmackDown always have 3 rivalries going on. Some might be good, some might be bad, but this is the best way to have SmackDown have good rivalries now.
But SmackDown the better show.
It is. That is true, actually. But that's because it's based on the top tier rivalries they got going on, and then they got the better stars than Raw, really, and they actually use some of the stars. And as a Raw, they had like one good rivalry, as it kind of like had like okay-ish like rivalries, and the only good rivalry for Raw is like really just Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre. As far as things going on Raw, the Hurt Business and the Retribution thing now, that's going good now. So now hopefully Raw, maybe we can get a sense of like how Apollo Crews and Ricochet feels about this whole Ali and Retribution thing. Maybe we don't know about that one. However, now that we're done talking about SmackDown draft, let's go and talk about night 2 prediction. Any prediction who you think might be going to Raw and going to SmackDown? Give me your 5 picks for men, 5 picks for women.
Oh no, I'll just give you 5 picks overall.
All right,
I can see Billy Kay going to SmackDown.
I agree with that. I actually agree with that.
Fiend and Alexa Bliss to Raw.
They're probably gonna be separate, but I don't know.
Um, I would say, hmm,
Okay.
Apollo Crews back to SmackDown.
Okay. Okay. Hey. Anything else?
I can't think of anything else.
Yeah,
If I
okay.
had a list of wrestlers in front of me, I can think of it, but I can't
I'm
think
gonna
of
go.
the top
I'm
of my
gonna go
head
ahead.
right
Okay,
now.
I'm gonna go ahead and go on this. Okay, I'm just gonna do 3 going to Raw, 3 going to SmackDown. If I chose 3 people to go to Raw, I'm gonna say Braun Strowman. I will say the Fiend and Alexa Bliss. And as far as going to Raw, I would like to have Matt Riddle go to Raw because really,
Oh yeah, you're right.
as far as they're doing with Keith Lee, I did say that in the draft. I said as far as they're doing with Keith Lee and Matt Riddle, I would like for either Keith Lee go to SmackDown or Matt Riddle go to Raw, just to have them 2 team up because they're not really doing anything with Keith Lee right now. They're kind of slowing him down a little bit. So just keep him doing something. I would like him because like I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a while for McIntyre. It's gonna be a while for Keith Lee to move up to the main title picture again. So I like to see Matt Riddle and Keith Lee be a team actually.
You know, son, you're right. I didn't think about Matt Riddle. He would be a good one for Raw.
As far as going to SmackDown, who has not been picked, I do agree with you, Billy Kay. I will also like for ooh man, okay. At first I was gonna say Ali until I found out the Retribution stuff going on. So as far as going to SmackDown, I mean there's no tag teams either. Cause as far as tag team goes, like they got nothing going on. So as far as staying on SmackDown, I would like for Cesaro and Shinsuke to stay on SmackDown. I
Yeah, of
did
course, I would too. I
really.
definitely would.
So when they had the tag team title match, I was like, all right, what's gonna happen? Xavier and Kofi gonna take the tag team title. Cesaro and Shinsuke gonna move to Raw. That's why I said just to have more tag teams on the Raw brand, but they don't have none. So I was just like for Shinsuke and Cesaro to stay on SmackDown.
Yeah.
And as for one more person, I would like for hmm, personally, I would say Randy Orton because as far as I'm concerned, that's one thing I hate too. When you get Randy Orton so many dang title shots, it's like you have to like move into a different brand just to get away from the world title picture and have him start back over from the beginning all over again. I mean, that's exactly what happened last year. You know, he went against Kofi Kingston and all that stuff. And also, he moved to the Raw brand and stuff. Here he is now. So why not move to SmackDown now? So those are my picks right there.
Okay, those are really good.
Yeah. Overall, night one was pretty good actually. It was better than last year's. Is all I
I
know.
just didn't like that round 5 and the Rey Mysterio move. But other
Listen,
than that,
man.
that's
Okay,
pretty
look,
good.
man. Look. Okay, look. Blame Fox for that. Okay, it's not their fault. They wanted to get the Friday Night Messiah and all this stuff. Bro. However, I think the one thing I'm really interested in SmackDown too. You know, they got Braun Strowman and Roman Reigns going after the Universal title. Then you got New Day's farewell match too. Oh, looking forward to it. However, Monday Night Raw, I'm definitely looking forward to it. Actually, I'm really looking forward to this Ali and Retribution jump and how Hurt Business will respond to it. So with that, I'm gonna leave it to my co-host to end this one.
Hey, y'all go ahead, make sure y'all subscribe, show us some love, give us some likes. Hey, leave comments what you can do better on the show. Or if you have any questions, just leave a comment or anything like that. Look, it's all love, baby. Love, peace, and may God follow you on your journey. Well, lead you on your journey. Holla.